Classic Tractor Fever is brought to you in part by Titan Tires, makers of Goodyear farm tires. To find out more about all they have to offer or to locate a dealer near you, visit their website, titan-intl.com. One of the outstanding voices in farm broadcasting in Iowa is with us right now, Bob Quinn from WHO Radio in Des Moines, Iowa. You've been there a little while.
Yeah, you're flattering me now. Yeah, I started at WHO in 1983.
You were 12.
So yeah, started at a very young age. It's been a great time. You know, with the WHO audience, it's very unique to be able to get at a radio station where listeners actually take ownership in the radio station. You know, you do something that's not good, they'll call you and tell you, but then they come out and participate with you on a lot of other things too. So
they are very keenly tuned into the big show on WHO, and of course the big deal right now is the 27th annual tractor ride WHO has put on. Tell us a little bit about how it got started.
God, can you believe 27 years? Started back in 1997. A fellow named Mark Pearson was on staff with us, and Mark came into me with an idea and said, Bob, I think we ought to do a tractor ride across the state of Iowa. We'll go place to place. It'll be an event. We'll go across the entire distance. And I said to Mark, Mark, that's not a very good idea. I think that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And
we'll do it.
I said, but I'll tell you what, if you organize it, we will do that. Well, you know, Mark it all. It didn't happen that year, but he hooked in a guy named Gary Wargan. And Gary was a tremendous organizer. He was a top-notch guy with farm, but he could organize things. So him and Mark got together in 1997 was our first event. We started in Grinnell, Iowa. Had not very many tractors. I think like 125 tractors was that first event, and it went from point to point. And we learned really early on that wasn't the most efficient way to do it for a couple of reasons. You have to move everything, you know, in the evening, then pick up and go. And the other thing is a lot of this ageless iron back here isn't real, how can we say, parking lot friendly. So we find fairgrounds or something that's used to having, you know, tractors on it, and that's where we end up.
And it's grown big time over 27 years. You've got, more than 300 tractors here this year?
Yeah, we peaked at around 450 or so and have been pretty steady ever since in that mid 300 level. And, you know, it's kind of funny because it's, I always call it a county fair on wheels here because people come in on Sunday to set up and they want to stake their claim in line. We put them out in groups. We have 5, 6, sometimes 7 different groups of like 40 or 50 tractors because you don't want to get behind a row of 125 tractors on the road.
No.
That really gets people annoyed following them. But they come in and they like to be next to the same people they've been next to in years. Sometimes it's the only time of the year they see these guys and gals. But as you can see, and I know you're going to show a lot of pictures of the ageless iron here, but a lot of these are fence line finds. And we're finding that the tractor restoration projects are a great way for grandpa and grandson or granddaughter to become involved. Kind of skips that generation in there, but it's a big deal. And you look at the tractors, you can work on them standing up. They're pretty simple. They're pretty much easy to work on, and it's a great FFA project as well.
Yeah, we saw a lot of kids out watching the tractors go by today and families in yards watching them go by. I mean, you take a tractor parade right to people's front yard in a way.
An old tractor is kind of like an ice cream truck. It goes by and you hear that pop, 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 and you have to go out and look at it. You don't know why you're out there, but it draws people. It draws people to the curb. And you see little boys out there, and you'll see older guys that remember the days when they actually used these things. But you're exactly right. It is like an ice cream truck for people.
Yeah, and it's a good connection to agriculture for the people that maybe don't feel so connected to agriculture anymore.
It is, and you look at things like this and you say, gosh, that's what Grandpa had. And rarely do you find machinery that'll last 60, 70, 80 years, and that's pretty common with these. Some of the first tractors we worked or had in the tractor ride were tracked tractors, the old crawler tractors. So you're talking about, in the very, very early 1900s, some of the earliest tractors made were coming out here.
Now I know tonight dinner is sponsored by Titan Tires and Heartland Tire. putting on the pork for everybody that they're going to enjoy. Really, sponsors are a big part of what you're able to do with the tractor ride.
Oh yeah, sponsors make the event run. We have sponsors for our meals. We have sponsors for what we do throughout the day. It really is good for us to have sponsors. Like I say, the tractor riders want that relationship with the sponsors as well. So it's kind of a good partnership because sponsors want the relationship we have with our listeners. Listeners want the relationship we have with our sponsors, and it works out well. You'll see guys coming in here that come over and hang out in the Titan Tire tent. They're not here to buy anything. They're just here to hang out and talk to their old friends.
Yeah, make connections.
Yeah, you bet. You bet.
All right, Bob, thanks so much for visiting with us.
You bet. Thanks for being here.
All right, good to see Bob Quinn from WHO Radio in Des Moines, one of the great voices on that radio station. Hey, thanks for catching Classic Tractor Fever. Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel right here on YouTube. You can also find even more videos and branded merchandise over on our website, ClassicTractorsTV.com. Now don't forget, hit that like and subscribe button.